Paper, rock, scissors for it. 1, 2. Oh, you dick. So I gotta do it. You fucking suck. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to episode 25 of The Sit Down. I'm Joel.
I'm Mike.
And we're gonna jump into it. How's your week, buddy?
Hectic, but in a good way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You did not have your day job this last week, eh?
I've been spending some time at the lake.
Nice.
Spent a lot of time outside. I did get a real sunburn this year, so that's kind of nice.
A real one?
Yeah. I mean, usually when I'm outside, it takes 20 minutes and I'm red as a lobster. Now I got some color, but it's manageable.
There you go. That's from being on the water.
Maybe.
It like attracts the sun.
No, it reflects the sun. So you get sun rays
So you're getting double teamed?
Yeah.
Double teamed from the sun.
Yeah. Nice.
Cool.
And you?
Same. It's been pretty mellow at home.
You need a haircut.
Yes, I do. I need a trim.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I style my hair, I mess up and I start product up at the front, and I always think it's something about Mary.
Yeah.
She's always like...
I wasn't going to say anything, but yep.
Yeah. No, I know. It's funny you say that because I was bitching about it before I left the house today.
I was going to say, this is styled?
Well, it's windy outside.
Is this how you roll out of bed?
It's windy outside. It was styled, but I stood in the wind for a little bit. Your gazebo thing blew over in the yard. Do you notice that?
Yeah, you told me that. I didn't even look. I don't... Whatever.
Looked like a satellite dish upside down. I was like, what?
That's the tent we had for Chesterfest.
Oh.
And literally bought for Chesterfest. And we were like, well, if it survives the weekend, great. If it doesn't, meh.
Right.
So it survived. And now it's been in my backyard for a good week now. And now with the wind, it finally blew over.
Right.
So we'll see if it's damaged.
Anchor that down?
I had it anchored down.
Did you?
Yeah.
Must have did that like the Dutch way. Because
No.
It's upside down now.
Well, the Dutch way, it wouldn't move anywhere.
Ah.
So I'm too Canadian now.
I suppose. Yeah, no, it's pretty mellow. Blew up my son's little inflatable kiddie pool.
Are we going to talk about pools?
Oh, I don't know. I've been on a pool fix for like 2 days. I'm going on 2 days, man. I gotta like snap out of it, or I'm gonna end up spending like 10 grand.
He's been texting me like every day. Like, well, not every day, but a few times. Like,
I'm gonna be dropping some money here.
Mark, talk me out of this.
Right? You're not the only one. I've been bugging my dad, my brother-in-law, you, just like, hey, I gotta talk this out.
And everybody's saying
the same thing.
Don't do it.
Yeah. My brother-in-law's like, just buy a house in the city with a pool already in it. I was like, well, maybe I might have to. But anywho, hey, speaking of, I'm gonna flip this a little bit. Speaking of the city,
of pools.
of the city. There's a newer band coming out of Saskatoon. Have you heard of these guys? Weapons?
Yes.
And the E is like the number 3.
Yeah, I like them.
I just heard this like this weekend.
Oh.
I never heard of them before.
Yep. They've been playing on the radio.
I don't listen to the radio though.
Exactly. And that's why last week we talked about this. I'll send you new stuff. You send me old stuff.
Yeah.
I sent you new stuff. You haven't sent me old stuff.
I sent you a couple Hailstorm songs.
Which I already knew.
And that was about it. But they were good.
That's true. Yeah.
Well, I sent you 1996 from Marilyn Manson.
But that was last week, wasn't it?
That was last weekend. I think Saturday or Sunday.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But Hailstorm did a cover of it on one of those albums.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah,
right.
and that was. But I sent you the original because that one kicks ass. Such a good. He played that at the concert. Just.
I wasn't.
It was fun. Fun times. But yes, Weapons out of Saskatoon.
Yep.
Man, there's some good musicians that come out of that city.
There are a trio, and yeah, like I said, they've been played on the radio almost every hour. Well, maybe not every hour, but quite a bit.
Settle down.
Well, I mean, with FM radio, they repeat a lot. So it seems like every time I turn on the radio, I hear them. But yeah,
You think we should reach out to them and see if we can get them on for like half hour?
I may have done that already.
Oh, you are the man.
Yep.
Sweet.
So I'm just waiting for a reply. If you're watching this,
If you guys are watching, I'm gonna blast this clip to you too.
yeah.
Get on the show. Let's shoot the shit.
Yep.
But yes, if you guys haven't heard of them, check them out for sure. I think they're gonna go places.
Oh, speaking of, didn't you talk to one of your high school graduate buddies?
I
or
did.
whatever?
So trying to find out, like, I don't know, I was kind of just going through old contacts and stuff, and I came across this guy that I graduated with, that I went to school with. So I reached out to him just to kind of play catch up, and I saw on Facebook he's like playing the bass guitar in a band, and I'm like, what? Like, I didn't even know that you knew how to play the guitar. So I reached out to him. He's in a band called 103 Cubic Inches out of like Camrose, Alberta. I think they play like local pubs and stuff like that, but they've got some music online, and I checked it out. So far, so good.
Okay.
And yeah, I think they're going to be recording another album.
103 cubic inches.
Yeah, so I asked him, I was like, what is that, like reference to your dick or what? He's like, no, it's like a motorcycle engine, like a Harley
Okay.
size engine.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. But check those guys out too. I think they're going to be doing a Facebook Live this weekend or next weekend, maybe, or they're just talking about it. Maybe. Spoiler alert. Sorry about that, guys. Or there you go. I don't know. I'd like to get them on too and just kind of shoot the shit with you guys too if you're up and open for it. Invitation. This is a formal invite onto the show. So yeah, that was kind of cool. Check
Holy
those guys
man.
out too.
103 cubic inches. That's 1,687 cc's. It's quite the engine.
It sure is. Quite the band.
That's like my old car size engine.
On the
That-
bike.
Yeah.
Is it a Harley?
I don't
Or
know.
is it just...
No, I just converted 103 cubic inches to cc's.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, wrap your legs around that. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I hope we can get those guys on the show too.
Yep.
In the future.
Yep.
That'd be all right.
Well, I mean, they're in Camrose, so that's gonna be a challenge. But maybe we can get weapons in a
In the studio.
like physical distance studio somewhere where we can talk to them.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
What do you got in mind for a studio?
Well,
I saw you kind of doodling on a piece of paper there not that long
yeah,
ago.
I was.
Let's hear about it.
There's a whole bunch of stuff in my head. But right now, the record business is expanding, so I'm debating. No, not debating. I am going to be building a building next to my house. Not sure how big it's going to be yet, but it's probably going to be 90% or 80% record store, and then maybe 10 or 20% studio kind of thing where we can do our podcast and have some guests and jam out some music and whatever.
Maybe. And do some recordings.
Yeah. So that's kind of the plan. And then Jeremy has went to film school, so we're hoping
Jeremy, when are you coming on the show, man? I know people would love to hear your side of it. We're always dropping your name and giving you a shout out, but
Yeah.
nobody's seen you yet. Nobody knows what you're doing.
Oh, people know what he's doing.
Yeah, I suppose. We want to get you on here too, Jeremy, and you can explain to the public
The legend.
what you're doing behind the scenes there, buddy.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll ask him. But so we're gonna have a few offices in there, or cubicles. I don't know how we're gonna set that up yet, but each one of us needs a desk, so we need at least 3 or 4,
A round
Desks.
circle.
like in kindergarten.
Yeah.
That takes up a lot of. That's a lot of
no, that's a
wasted
terrible
space.
idea.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
It's a circle.
Yeah, but I was thinking of, along the wall have kind of cubicle type things. Each of us have a desk there, and then an open area as a warehouse type thing.
Pool table?
I might have to add a few feet.
A few cubic feet.
Yeah. Or I can go 2 stories, and upstairs make it a rehearsal / rec room,
Game room.
studio type thing, and then downstairs everything for. Yeah. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm just thinking man cave, and I'm thinking about my building that I want to put the pool in.
Let's move on from the pool.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I see you got a box beside you there too.
I do, yeah. I kind of want to talk about the GrooveWasher record and Stylus care system because it's a new product, and it's been going very well. Because normally we'd sell the GrooveWasher with the walnut handle, but this is kind of an intro.
Let's see.
With more of how would we call it, more of a friendlier price, because the GrooveWasher with the walnut handle, because it's hand milled, adds quite a bit of cost. This one doesn't have the handle, but it does have, you know, the microfiber cloth. So this would be, it's kind of like a sponge, and you just use that on your record to.
So is it like cleaning your phone?
Basically.
Could you use the same stuff?
No, because usually the phone wipes have more alcohol and chemicals in there.
That would melt your vinyl, basically.
Well, it wouldn't melt, but it's not great for it. So it comes with the G2 fluid with a little pump thingy. And then also there's the little brush. That's the Stylus cleaner. So you can use that to wipe the needle.
Right.
And then it comes with a tiny little SC1 bottle. That's the fluid that you put on the Stylus cleaner, and then you can wipe all the dirt and dust, because the needle goes through a groove, and if there's dust and crap in the groove, the needle will attract that, and then the sound, you know, that affects the sound. So
how often would you think you have to do that? Like, you're not going to do that every record, every time you're going to put it on.
Whenever it's dirty, you can just, with the naked eye, you can usually see if there's, you know, dust hanging from it or something. Yeah. And then some people have little, I don't know, like a little zoom lens on their phones. You can attach, and then you can zoom in better on the needle.
Microscope kind of thing.
Yeah. Just inspect it and see if it's any good. And, so yeah, this is $34.95. Top of my head. Yeah, $34.95.
Is that what you use?
Not this one. I have an actual GrooveWasher. But this is a good introduction to GrooveWasher's G2 fluid. Stylus cleaner is always good to have. And then I'll put it over here. And then if you don't care about the walnut handle, this will work as good, I guess.
Cool, man.
Yeah. So there's a plug for GrooveWasher.
There you go.
And then you recognize that record?
I do. Of course I do.
Yeah? Who is it?
ELO? No, just kidding.
No, that's in the other bin.
Yeah. Metallica, buddy.
Yeah.
The top selling album of the past 25 years. That's amazing.
The top selling, it says the top selling album of the past 25 years, but I'm not sure if that's the top selling metal album or top selling album
of everything. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been doing very good on the site. Like, it's one of the maybe The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd is one that sells more than this one, but we have to keep this one in stock because we'll sell it.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Crazy good.
Yep. And The Dark Side of the Moon is over here. This is the original Canadian copy. That's why it's a little beat up.
Let me see.
They're trying to recognize songs?
Yes.
Do you know Pink Floyd?
Yes.
Okay.
I actually think that my parents had this album.
Oh, it's very possible. Because
yeah. Well, I remember listening to Money
Oh yeah.
but I just don't know if it was a Pink Floyd album or it was one of those like. I remember these like MGM records that used to have like different musicians and different songs.
Yeah, compilation albums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that song might have been on one of those. I don't remember, but I remember listening to that song on vinyl.
Yeah.
Specifically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's well, maybe not new when it comes to Metallica, but exciting.
This just came in this week though.
Well, yeah, but this is just one of those stock albums.
Yeah.
This has been in stock for, I don't know, since I opened the store, basically.
You just keep buying it, keeps going, keep buying it, keeps going.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. We mentioned last week that we were going to send each other videos. Did we touch on that yet?
We did not, but I did send you a bunch. That's where weapons came from. That's how you.
Is that where I heard?
I think so.
Jeez, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, because I didn't send you a link. I sent a
picture.
A picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you sent me one shot down. Was that from
that's
Broken Love?
Broken Love, yeah.
I had heard that one before. I heard that one on the radio.
I thought you didn't listen to the radio.
I don't.
So how'd you hear this?
Well, it's an older song. It's not a new song.
But it's this year.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know where I would have heard it then. I really don't.
Broken Love.
That's last year.
Is it? I'm gonna shot down. Oh, June 2019. Yep, you're right.
Heyo.
But it's still, I mean, compared to
It's not a bad song at all.
the stuff,
I like it.
The stuff that you're sending me, this is new.
Yeah, you're right. But I didn't send you very much.
No, but that's fine.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what I even listened to this week.
Well, we were talking about that earlier too. Like, what did we listen to?
Oh, sorry. I was at the lake on the weekend and they did like an outdoor concert. It was kind of neat. So on Saturday night, at Candle Lake, there was like a band on a pontoon boat kind of playing out. There was like 100 boats out and there was like an outside concert off of the beach.
Oh.
Yeah, it was kind of neat. And then they did it again on the Sunday at 4:00.
Which band?
You know what? And that's just it.
Was it a band or were it multiple bands?
That was hard to tell. I think it was multiple bands.
They all sounded the same?
Kinda. I got the feeling of, and I heard the same song both days too, so I don't know what was going on with that. And at one point, it was like they were just playing a tape or something for a while. But there was definitely like live musicians. Like there was a live show at one point. Like I said, I wasn't too focused on it. There was one guy on the Sunday was just shredding licks. Like what was cool was that he was very talented guitar player, but it was almost as if it was just him. And then he would play like the intro to like Paranoid, and then he would roll into like a song from Metallica, and then he would roll into something else, like, and it was just him on the guitar. So like at first it was like, holy shit, this guy's freaking awesome, you know, going into Motley Crue and whatever, like Panama, right?
Yep.
And but then as it went on, no, I know, like from Motley Crue into like, you know, he was transitioning into all these things, and it started off awesome, and then it was kind of like, oh, it's just him and the guitar. Like he was very talented, but I wouldn't really say that's a concert. You know, he was just up there rocking out, like just one guy, and it sounded good.
Was that planned or was that just?
I don't know, because it was so far away. Like we could hear it, but I was like really with the binoculars. Like I was trying to figure it out. It was fun.
It was distance for sure.
Yeah, but the beach was pretty packed. It was fun.
Why we had a beach?
Because the boat was off of the beach, and
yeah, but the beach was packed. What were you doing at the beach?
Well, I was 6 feet away from it. I was like walking, trying to get close to that pontoon boat as I could. Okay. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was kind of fun. And then I took some notes. I forgot all about it, but yeah, because I think they said his name and I wrote it down somewhere. But anyways, but what I was gonna add to that was like the first night. You remember back in the day going to like stag and stagette dances, and those.
We don't have those.
You don't, hey?
No.
So
well, we do, but they're not.
Well, dances. Just even like the old town dances At all.
I'm not
Like
from here.
on Footloose. No, not like Footloose, but that's, I don't know, that's the kind of music I got off of it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know how else to, I
Yeah.
don't know how to explain it, but that's what it reminded me of, being at a Stag and Stag Out.
I DJ'd some of those, so I kind of get what you're like.
Kind of, yeah, but back then there was no DJ. It was a live band.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and they would play all those kinds of songs.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a name of one of those songs, but
cool.
yeah, I think I might have sent you a video of it.
Oh, you sent a video from the beach.
I think so.
Yeah.
I put one on Instagram of my son dancing, and I forget the song that was playing in the background.
Oh, that was from that boat then?
That was from, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was like that kind of stuff. That's what was going on that day, but
I saw him dancing,
yeah.
and he definitely has better moves than you.
Yeah. He's got this shoulder thing.
What's going on there?
He did it once at the table and I laughed, and now that's like his
Yeah,
go-to.
that's his thing.
Yeah. I gotta just message here.
Yeah. So okay. Went to the lake. So yeah. What else did I send you? Did I send you? Oh yeah.
Another hailstorm. We kind of sent each other some hailstorm.
Yeah. But also, so I like bands with female singers, rock
Vocalists.
bands,
Right.
And so there's Pretty Reckless
Yeah, I like them.
and JJ Wild. And JJ Wild is something. It's not. She's a singer. I don't think she has a band. But it's I kind of like that combination.
I liked it. What's the name of that song again that you sent me?
From
JJ Wild.
JJ Wild.
Why can't I find it here right now?
Oh, I'm drawing a blank now. The Rush.
The Rush?
Are you Googling it or are you typing someone to someone?
I am typing someone to that I can't play that message because I'm recording right now.
Oh. Yeah. So JJ Wild, The Rush, and Pretty Reckless, Death by Rock and Roll. I like that song too.
Yeah, that's a newer one, right?
Have you checked out the video?
I want to say I did
It's
when I first heard it.
It's an animated video.
No, I think I saw the thumbnail of it, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
Is it good?
it's, I don't know, define good. You know, it's an entertaining.
Entertaining
Video, yeah.
would be what I mean by good.
Yep. Yep, definitely.
Very cool.
And then I see this message that you sent earlier with Michael Jackson's.
Yeah, that's a good song, right?
Yeah, it's
So I found this video on Chive of this girl dancing to, was that the Jackson 5 or is that?
no, it's Michael Jackson.
It was Michael Jackson, right? And we can't play it because it's from Chive, but
Yeah.
it was pretty good. If you know Chive, you'll kind of get an idea what I'm talking about. Anyways, so Madonna, I just read this. I read it shortly that she dropped her current label to go back with the label she had when she first started, like 30 years ago or whatever.
She dropped the label, or was she dropped by the label?
The way I understood it was, I don't know, maybe the contract was up or something and she didn't renew it. I don't know.
Because
It just says she left the label of Interscope and she's been there for a decade to sign an 8-figure deal to return to Warner Records.
only 8.
Yeah, 8 figures.
So it could be 10 million.
So her first 25 years in the industry, I guess, she was with Warner.
Mhm.
Then she left to Interscope, and now she's back at Warner.
But really, who owns Interscope? Because
A 3-album deal in 2011 with Interscope. So then this last album was the last album off of that deal then?
Oh, it's Universal. Okay. So Interscope, she was with Interscope and now she went to Warner?
Yeah, she started with Warner, then she went to Interscope, and now she's going back to Warner.
Oh, I see. Okay. So Interscope Records is owned by Universal. So basically, all of the smaller labels, except for indies, are owned by, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are owned by Universal, Warner, or Sony. So Interscope is owned by Universal. And if you have Capitol, for example, Capitol Records is Warner, I believe. Capitol Records. Parent organizations, Universal Music and EMI. Okay. I'm trying to think of sub-labels off of Warner and Sony, but I can't think of any.
I was trying to think of movies like Michael Jackson's Moonwalker, and if that was Universal Studios. And is that the same thing? Like, if Universal is... No?
No. Record labels for bands are different from...
video? Like TV?
Video studios. Like, Universal owns, the record side and the movie side, but the deals in the movie side are way different than in the music side. I'm trying really hard to think of a Sony sublabel. Anyway, basically all the music that's being released by the bigger artists are all either Sony, Warner, or Universal.
It's probably going to be really easy to get copyright on that music though too, right?
No.
Like, no? Like, isn't there like a video platform like Crackle or something is owned by Sony?
Yeah.
So then if they're filming a movie,
yeah,
wouldn't it be easy for them to get the rights to music that's on the Sony label?
Yeah.
To play in that movie, so they get it for cheap?
Yeah. So and also when you have a music soundtrack, that soundtrack is probably done by the same movie studio. So if you have Universal releasing a movie, then the soundtrack is generally also released on the Universal label.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's cost efficient.
Yeah. That's how these things get so big. Where was I going with that? Oh, right.
You're trying to think of a sub thing of Sony.
That, but also the quarter two. So the end of the quarter was a while ago.
We're in the third quarter.
Yeah. So Warner streaming revenue jumped 11% in Q2, but COVID-19 took its toll on the first half of the year. The same goes with Sony. I think they jumped 15% or something
because of COVID.
Okay, so because people are more at home, they stream more music. So Sony and Warner, and I'm assuming Universal too, but I didn't see the numbers. Because they play more music, they make more money.
Right.
So, but overall, the labels have lost, or they may not have lost money, but they have less revenue than anticipated because of COVID. Which is kind of weird. Oh no, the label is still making money on the artist touring, and they're not touring right now.
But there's got to be some kind of deal where those platforms can use that music, right? It's not like they're... How can I explain that? So the group that owns the rights to the music, okay? Yeah. If it's not the band, it's like the company, Sony or whatever, right? Yeah. And then which streaming platforms did you say?
I didn't.
Oh, I'm like way off base.
No, it's
Those.
Sony,
What are the two things that are up 15%?
Sony and Warner.
Sony and Warner.
That's the revenue from streaming. So Spotify and Apple Music and Google, which we're going to talk about, are paying the Warner, Universal, and Sony for playing that music.
Right. So they're still making money off it.
Yes, but they're making less overall because their bands are not touring.
Right.
So streaming is good for bands and labels.
But then if those companies aren't making money, then neither, like because of the touring, then neither's the band.
Well, they're still making
or are they they're in a contract, so they got paid out no matter what.
So, well, that all depends on the deal.
On the contract, yeah.
And they're making some on streaming, but streaming is not a big money maker.
Streaming?
But streaming.
Okay.
Yeah, that's.
But streaming is not a what?
Is not a big money maker. You need to have a lot of streams to actually make some money on it. So if you're a small time musician and you have, let's say, under 1 million streams per month.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Under 1 million streams per month, then you're making like $10 a month.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Right.
It's peanuts. So Google has their streaming platform, Google Play Music, but they're going to pull the plug on that.
Isn't the podcast on there too?
That's Google Podcasts.
Okay.
And their dashboard is going to change, but the Google Podcasts is going to stay because they have their separate Google Podcasts app now. And but the music, so the Google Play Music is going to transition into YouTube Music. So you need a different app for that.
What do you mean transition into YouTube Music? So like if you you just go to YouTube and type in the song.
But if you can pay for YouTube Music, which is kind of a premium plan.
No ads.
No ads. Yeah. So you pay $10 a month or whatever it is, and then you can play. It's on the YouTube platform, but it's a separate app that's just for music.
Is there ads on our podcast when you watch it on YouTube?
No.
There isn't, right?
No. There aren't. There are no ads.
Aren't? Yeah, I've never listened to music on Google Play ever.
I have in the past. But only on the... No, I did pay a few. But then I found the Spotify algorithm better for what I was using it for. Because I kind of use it as a radio station, and I just type in what kind of mood I'm in, and then it'll play songs.
Don't you and you got to pay for Spotify, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have the family plan with my family here.
Oh, yeah. Which family?
The one that's living in this house.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I mean. You said with the family here, so I thought maybe...
Not the family back home. No.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, that's...
kind of how that goes.
Yeah, and I think it's worth it. Of course, I'd rather play vinyl, but...
Do you think bands will go back on tour? What do you think? I don't think things are going back to normal at all. I don't think it ever will be.
I think so. Not. I mean, there's always evolution, right? It's always changing. But now with COVID, it's changing faster.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that after this break.
We are back.
So, is it going to be...
We were talking about butt streaming? No, just kidding.
Well, we were.
We're talking about how I don't think it's going to go back. I don't see how it's going to go back.
I think it will, but like I said, it's evolution is always there. Like, it's always changing. But now with COVID, it just went a lot quicker. And there will be a vaccine. So after that vaccine is out and people have access to it, I think things will be back to fairly normal. And it's just going to be treated like the flu then.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
And then we might have our annual, instead of flu shot, we have our COVID shot.
Or it'll be in the same formula Get them both in one shot.
Yeah.
Both in one shot. Yeah.
But we were going with that. We were going somewhere with that. Were you? Were we?
No. Not that I don't remember.
I don't know. What is normal? Right?
That's pretty deep. What is normal?
Philosophical. Sit here and ponder.
No. I don't know. When I guess just back to the way it was, right?
Yeah.
The end of the world as we know it.
I hope next year, I don't know when next year, but next year everything will be settling down and the vaccine will be here. I have high hopes.
Right.
It'll be fine.
That is what it is.
Yeah.
Do you know Black Stone Cherry announced the release of a new album?
I did not.
That's fresh news.
You've been talking about them a little bit. I didn't know the band until a couple of weeks ago when you.
Oh, they're pretty solid.
Yeah, I heard
like
a few
them.
songs. Yeah.
But yeah, so they just released a new video. The song's called Again, and the name of the album, forgive me.
Forgive me? That's what
No, forgive me that I don't remember the name of the new album.
You had it in your head a half an hour ago?
I did. The Human Condition is the name of the album, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty excited when
Where are they from? Are they an American band?
I want to say yeah. I think so.
I'm gonna Google that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're American.
Black Stone Cherry.
Oh man, I like a gazillion mosquito bites on my legs. Jeez, that sucks. My legs are so itchy.
Oh, that was a mindfuck right there.
What?
Black Stone Cherry, formed in 2001 in Edmonton, Kentucky, United States. I'm like, there's an Edmonton in Kentucky?
Okay, so wait.
Yeah, exactly.
So are they American or Canadian?
American.
Right. So there's an Edmonton in Kentucky.
Yeah, that's why.
Did you look at that?
That's why I was confused. And they were signed until 2015 by Roadrunner Records, which is a
Canadian
Warner label.
Wasn't Monster Truck with Roadrunner? Who else is on Roadrunner? Or Kid Rock?
Monster Truck. Okay, if you Google Monster Truck label, you'll find a whole bunch of
Monster Truck labels
with monster trucks on it.
Yeah, they're hard to find. Like the band. Because you'll get like Gravedigger and all that stuff. All those monster trucks.
Right, yeah. Oh, they're on Dine Alone. Yeah, I knew that. Dine Alone Records. That's an indie label. Although they're distributed by Sony, I believe. Universal.
Yeah, I don't follow all that stuff.
I don't either. Well, I do, but that's the nice thing. So the way we order new records, we have accounts with all the major labels, but it's more convenient to pay a little bit more and have one distributor. So instead of ordering, hypothetically, let's say 50 records at Universal, 50 records at Warner, and 50 at Sony, we would just order all of those 150 at our distributor. So then we just get one shipment with all of it, and then anyway.
Well, that makes the most sense.
Yeah, you pay a little bit more, but it's
convenient.
Yeah.
I
don't know why I mentioned that, but
no, me neither. But but yeah, so Black Stone Cherry.
Yes. Oh, right.
So that was pretty new. You guys can check out that new song.
Yep.
I just listened to it on YouTube is where I found it. It came across like my Google feed. But so there was that. What else did I find? Apparently Metallica's teasing going on the Howard Stern show. They're rumored to be preparing
Okay.
to make an appearance on the Howard Stern show.
This is my reaction. So?
Well, I think, okay, so Howard Stern, I think it's kind of a big deal. Maybe more in the States than here. But like Howard Stern's like high level. Like,
Oh, and Metallica isn't?
no, but that's just it. Well, they are too. And now they have that S&M 2 out. So this obviously would be them doing publicity for that album, right?
Right.
And they'll just be in the studio. They can rock out a song, talk about it a little bit, like kind of like what we've been talking, what we want to do.
Yeah. We're not Howard Stern.
No, and like that's Metallica. So I think it's pretty exciting to get to go on the Howard Stern show.
He's kind of a douche, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'd never really listened to any of his stuff.
You ever watch his movie?
No.
Oh,
His movie?
Oh, it's so good. Private Parts. Call it an origin story of Howard Stern. It's a good movie.
Is it on Netflix?
It might be. I think I have it, actually. I could probably lend it to you.
Okay.
It's a good movie.
Cool.
Yeah. I can't believe you never saw that one. It's funny.
Okay.
Funny, entertaining, all that stuff. And the soundtrack to that movie is really good too.
I'm intrigued. Yep. I was cycling through my tabs here in my browser. Check this out. So for those of you watching,
That farm?
yeah, that's my house. No. We have a Facebook group called Canadian Record Collectors, and the shortcut to it is canadianrecordcollectors.ca. Facebook Watch? No, I just want to show the tab. Oh, so I can't do this? Well then.
Sorry, I was looking at this Metallica article here.
Yeah, and I'm trying to send this this tab to
To the TV.
What if I do?
Hey, wait! I still got a video playing in the background. Maybe that's what's giving you trouble.
No. It wants to do Facebook Watch, but I don't want to show a video. I just want to show the Facebook page. Here's my Google. Then we go to Facebook. And I don't want to switch tab. Canadian Record
What do you think of Madonna?
Collectors.ca. I don't know. She's weird.
Think she's weird? She is kind of kooky, right? Can you blame her though? If you think of the lifestyle that she's lived and how she was brought up in the industry.
That's kind of with all artists, right? Or a lot of artists, anyway.
Is it just of that era?
Britney Spears is pretty kooky.
Yeah, but that's got to be drugs, right?
And you don't think Madonna ever did drugs?
No, I do, but maybe that's why she's so kooky.
I don't know. I don't know. Her.
I used to have a crush on her. I think my favorite.
You still do.
Yeah, I do.
Her,
my favorite video with her is the one where she's kind of dressed like a cowgirl and she's like walking in front of a screen that keeps changing.
Oh, that was. From
Don't
the
Tell
90s,
Me to Stop or something.
Yeah.
I like her in that video.
I don't know.
She was good in, remember A League of Their Own, that movie?
No.
The baseball movie with
Yeah.
Gina Davis, and
Yeah.
Madonna was like buddy with Rosie O'Donnell in that movie.
Maybe. I remember watching the movie, but I'm terrible with
And
remembering.
Dick Tracy. I think she was on Dick Tracy.
Dick Tracy, yeah. I had that VHS.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I had a crush, I still do, have a crush on Madonna and Cher. I know, they're pretty old, hey?
Yeah.
I think because, I don't know where that generated from. But when I was younger, I knew that they were into younger men too, so I was always like, oh, I got a chance. Maybe that fed into that delusion a little bit. Okay, what are you showing me here?
Yeah, so Canadian Record Collectors is a Facebook group that I've set up for basically any Canadian record collector.
You set it up?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
And recently we got T-shirts made up.
What?
Oh crap! Where is it now? Where's Mike? There's Mike.
Shout out to Mike.
Yeah. So Canadian record collectors, we got T-shirts done up. There's the Funky Moose hat right there, a red one. And he's waiting. Yeah. He ordered Al. He ordered a shirt. It's in the mail. It's coming.
Not so patiently.
He's not. Yeah.
Not very patient.
So we had. So the way this came about is that there was someone in the group that said randomly, well, if someone would make T-shirts, I would totally buy one. And I'm like, we don't even have a logo. Where do we start? But then I figured, well, why not come up with something? And then,
Look at that hat in the back.
yeah, it's red.
I know. How come I don't have one of those?
No, that's the only one. It's the only red one he has.
So Mike has the only red Funky Moose
he
Records hat.
does. Yeah.
Who the hell's Mike?
Mike Christian, he's the other admin in the group.
Nice.
So I started looking into getting merch done for the group, which led into new merch for Funky Moose.
Okay, go on.
So I started off because obviously there was demand, because the guy that said if there was a t-shirt I would buy it, and all of a sudden there were 20 comments under it. Yeah, me too. Is that what I said?
You said teat.
I thought I said that.
I shouldn't have addressed it, but
but so there were about 20 some comments like, yeah, I would have the same. And I'm like, okay, so what do we want on there? So I kind of started a new post saying, okay, how about make this a group effort and let's come up with a design.
Like everybody collaborate.
Yeah, so there were a whole bunch of people that suggested a few designs, and Andre actually sketched something that he had in mind. And then I hired a graphic designer. I gave her access to that post, and she came up with this is one of them. And then if we go to...
This is all on Facebook?
This is a Facebook group, yeah. And then products. This one. So this one is just the maple leaf with the 45 or the...
I thought that was a hockey stick for a second.
And that's exactly why it's there like that. Because we came up with a few designs, and this is one of them. And Larea, who's the designer, came up with this tone arm, and the comments were like, "Oh, it reminds me of a hockey stick." I was like, "Well, that's perfect. It's Canadian, Canadian hockey stick." And then these kind of look like pucks, although they're dials on a turntable.
That's funny.
There you go. We have two designs for this group made up, and people have been ordering them. So,
okay, well, what's the other design? Oh, just without the arm and the pucks.
Yeah, it's
just the leaf,
the arm and the pucks. Yeah, so they come in several colors, and the plan is to come up with something like this also for Funky Moose Records, with the Funky Moose logo. The same designer is also gonna explore some more with the Funky Moose logo, but like that splash design that we have.
Yeah,
the very colorful one. She did that one too. So we're gonna be coming up with multiples, and because our existing print shop was in the US, but with COVID, people were waiting 2.5 months for a T-shirt,
and getting shipped across the border and stuff. Right?
And that was just getting ridiculous. Yeah. So these are printed by a print shop in Victoria, and on demand. So when you order a shirt, they get it printed and shipped out directly to you. So we don't have actually the stock here, but
right.
But yeah, so mine is also in the mail. Should be here
Is it just t-shirts or do you have hats
Right
as well?
now, it's just t-shirts.
Cool.
But I'm gonna expand on that because these are unisex t-shirts. But they're gonna go. I'm gonna get tank tops, V-necks, women's shirts.
You should get a hockey jersey.
With this
With that logo on it.
Yeah, maybe
A jersey.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, that's
new.
so
That's cool. I didn't know about that.
yeah. So if you're a record collector, join the group. The more, the merrier. We're what 2,500 members or something right now. This one.
That's pretty neat.
Oh man, internet is slow.
That might be changing though, right?
I sure as hell hope so. The sooner the better.
So when is that? A week ago they've been ready to order?
Yep. And
Sweet.
Mike got his Thursday? Something like that. So he was the first one to get it. The group is, what does it say? Oh, 2,222 members right now.
Right on.
Oh. So yeah, join the group.
And get some merch.
Fun times. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have any other topics really. I like that one. I'm gonna talk to you more about that after.
Okay.
But should we go through some albums that are released this week or no? What do you think?
Let's do it real quick.
Sure. Yeah, let's do that and we'll close it up for the week, guys.
Yep.
We're just gonna, you've seen us do this before.
If you've watched before.
Where it usually takes me about 10 minutes to figure out how to cast it to the screen, and then the episode's over by then. What were you going to say?
We should actually do more for new viewers because this is episode 25 and we kind of talk as if everyone knows who we are and what we do.
Well, they can go back and watch one of the newer episodes or older episodes.
Maybe in the beginning we should introduce ourselves.
What do you mean? In the
beginning? We did actually this time.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
You're confusing me.
Ricky Nelson.
Alice Cooper, Don't Give Up.
All right.
What do we got? I'm going to just look on my screen here.
Is my computer blowing so hard?
Yeah.
Holy moly. Time to reset.
Oh, I thought that said Ace Ventura, but it's Aventura. Generation Next. Aventura. Got some Bee Gees. A lot of Bee Gees. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're like
Thunderbirds?
Yeah.
Have you ever watched that show?
I don't think so.
What?
Was that a TV show?
Yes.
I might have.
Do you know the movie Team America?
Yeah.
Based on that, but
sweet.
Yeah. But Thunderbirds, this is very low key. This was done in the 60s and it was very mellow.
Team America, that show is so good.
Yeah, but Trey Parker made it I'm pretty sure based on the Thunderbirds.
Well, that makes sense.
How that
coming to save the motherfucking day, yeah. So good.
Yeah. Biffy Clyro, nice. Okay.
I was gonna say Bee Gees are gonna be on competition for our
various.
Oh
yeah.
They got 5 out. We'll see who's got
Oyster
more.
Cult.
Bon Jovi.
Body Count.
Body Count.
Britney Spears.
Who's Body Count?
Hey, Britney Spears. Oops, I did it again. Who's Body
Count? That looks
Count?
like a picture disc too.
Did you say that?
Yeah. Yeah. Should I know who that is?
Okay, I'm gonna educate you after this.
All right, sounds good.
Blue
Oyster Cult. These are all like represses, though, eh? These aren't like
Minecraft.
new. They're not like new albums, are they?
No.
What did you say about Minecraft?
Over here.
So that's the music from the.
Yep.
What is that? C418. Remember CB40? No. What the hell's the name of that show?
WD-40.
No. Isn't there a show called CB40?
I don't know.
Or is that a music group? Anyways.
CCR, Cosmos Factory. That's a reissue. Okay. QB and a Blizzard. They're Dutch. Nope. Nope.
Emperor.
Oh.
That looked like Aussie for a second. Fantastic Negrito.
It started off pretty good with a bunch of names that we recognize, but now Goldfrapp. Goldfrapp.
Oh yeah. Goldfrapp. Yeah.
It's a British band.
I don't know who that is. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hans Zimmer. The Dark Knight Rises. I used to be so into like soundtracks. I still kind of am.
Eh.
Well, because you can get like...
Did you see the Phantom of the Opera that came in?
I did.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Are you into that?
Well, that made me think... I was in a play in high school called The Phantom of the Arena. Yeah, it was kind of the same setup, but like...
A hockey player?
I was the Phantom. Yeah, so I got crushed by like the scoreboard in the center ice. Fell on me. Damaged my face. And I lived
That's
in the...
what happened?
I lived in the hockey rink. Fun times.
Huh.
I didn't sing though.
But you want to do?
No.
Oh, Mac Miller, Kids.
Is that like the soundtrack to the movie? Remember that movie, Kids?
No.
No, but I seen a porno. It's on Doobie. Right? Eminem? No?
No.
Let me educate you when this is over.
Okay.
You never did see that movie, Kids? Oh, that was
maybe
so
I did.
good.
I don't know. Don't remember.
It's crazy.
Doctor Who? Oh, whoa. Too fast now.
Whoa.
Oh, no. Keep going.
Right?
Oh, my boy. Post Malone.
Did you watch that? Him
No.
on Rogan?
No. Ramones? Oh. On the Rhino album. So that's kind of a guaranteed great pressing, I think.
You know, if any of these were like brand new, I would never know. You know what I mean? Like I'm just spitting out names of people that I recognize.
Mm-hmm.
Static X. But like Tamiko Jones, I don't know who that is. And is that a new album or is that like old? Stevie, oh, I thought that said Stevie Ray. Steve Vai?
Steve Vai. He's a guitar player. Yeah. If you're a guitar player, he's one of the guys that you look up to.
Oh, yeah?
The 69 Eyes? Or the 69 Eyes?
The 69 Eyes.
Looks a bit like Paris Hilton.
Remember this movie? Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? Christina Applegate?
Yeah. But like I said, I don't remember.
So here's the difference though. Is that the soundtrack to it or is that like the score? Right? Because if it was the soundtrack, wouldn't it say like various artists or something? But it says Timothy Schmidt.
It might be a score. I don't know.
Right?
I don't know.
There's various artists.
I'm going on off the same picture.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, they beat the Beatles.
7, 8,
7,
9.
8.
8.
Hey, why was 6 afraid of 7?
I don't know.
7, 8, 9.
What?
That's about it.
Young Jesus.
That's about it for this week.
Who was that? At the bottom
Where?
here. The bottom here. All the way at the bottom. That guy. Who's that?
Aberheichke.
Okay, cool.
All right. Okay, guys. We do have some guests in the pipe, so please stay tuned.
Yep. And if you want to be a guest, send a message somewhere.
And join Canadian Record Collectors Club on Facebook.
Not a club, but yeah. Canadian Record
Gang.
CanadianRecordCollectors.ca.
The gang.
You have to have a Facebook account.
Gang. Okay, guys. See you next week.
Adios.